Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to our reading comprehension question and answer lecture. So, here you gain vital skills and insights to excel in understanding and answering uh, reading comprehension questions. Well, let's get started with our first reading comprehension passage and its corresponding questions. So the direction for question 1 to 4, what does it say? The passage below is accompanied by a set of questions. Choose the best answers to each questions. Well, I do expect that you have read this passage. So the passage that consists of three paragraphs, uh, and each paragraph makes a kind of a relation with the other. Um, Now, let me just give you a small idea related to this passage, what this passage is pointing, and then after we will go for the discussion of each questions pertain to it. Well, the passage whose main argument revolves around the relationship between art, creativity, and artificial intelligence. The author first highlights the historical pattern in art where groundbreaking and truly original artistic movements are initially rejected and reviled by contemporary standards. This illustrates the fluidity and instability uh, of what is considered the true and the good in art, isn't it? So, similar to that, if you go for the second paragraph, the author then shifts the argument to discuss the confusion surrounding the AI's or artificial intelligence potential um, for creativity. They criticize the prevailing tech industry's notion that everything is a remix, suggesting that this perspective oversimplifies creativity by reducing it to the rearrangement of existing elements. The author questions uh, how true originality can exist in a world where everything is considered a remix, emphasizing the mysterious nature of human creativity that involves generating entirely new ideas, isn't it? The argument also touches on the concepts of memes, which are seen as a form of cultural propagation, but the author argues that minds have the capacity to um, change their what contents actively and generate genuinely new cultural elements, challenging the idea that creativity is merely a passive remixing of existing concept, isn't it? So that's what it is appointed. Ultimately, the author expresses doubts that AI generate art can fully replace human activity or human creativity. Then after it also stated, they point out that in the age of mass production, in the third paragraph, so and the internet, art become has commodized and devalued, leading to a decline in people's ability to distinguish uh, between quality and mediocrity. The passage concludes by stating about crap and quality. And mediocrity, you can say the passage acknowledges the challenges faced by true artists who strive to bring innovation in the world. So the connection between paragraph lies in the exploration of the changing nature of creativity, changing nature of the creativity, and lies in the exploration of evolving nature of creativity in art and the skepticism about artificial intelligence, right? Ability to replicate a genuine human creativity with a concern about the current state of art in the digital age, isn't it? So, fine, we have understood the text. Or I just described it in a short summary. Now, moving to the question one, what does the question point out here? Which of the following is a logical flaw in the argument? So, presented in the passage. Well, we need to identify the logical flaw in the passage, means error to the author's argument, which will make the conclusion of the author prove wrong, or argument of the author proves wrong. Now, coming to the first option points out the passage conflates creativity and intelligence, assuming that if AI is intelligent, it must also be creative, right? AI is intelligent, it must also be creative. Now, if you look into the first option, this option is incorrect because the passage actually distinguishes between what intelligence and creativity. That's what you find out in the second paragraph. Um, where it is stated, we argue whether artificial intelligence is a truly intelligent, but even if it is, intelligence and creativity are very different things, which is clearly stating about uh, the ideas which is pertinent in the option one. So therefore the passage acknowledges the difference between intelligence and creativity. So this cannot be called as a logical flaw in the author's argument, right? Now, going to the second option, the second option says that the passage makes sweeping generalization about the impact of the internet on art without providing concrete evidence to concrete evidence to support these claims. Now, if I look into this second option is also not the correct logical flaw in the argument, because the passage does discuss the impact of the internet on art, impact on the of the internet on art. So but does not rely solely on sweeping generalization. It mentions that the internet has eroded test. So internet has what? Eroded test, eroded test and poses test and poses challenges, isn't it? Poses challenges. So, to distinguish between quality and mediocrity, while the passage does not provide specific empirical evidence, it presents a viewpoint of the internet's impact on art, which is within the scope of an opinion based argument. So, therefore, option two cannot be taken as a logical flaw in the argument. So, option one and two are eliminated. Now look into the option 3. What does option 3 say? The option 3 says that the passage does not acknowledge. You could find out that uh, the potential benefits of AI generated art, such as efficiency and accessibility. Now, this could be the presumption. The passage does not accept the potential benefit of AI generated art, such as efficiency and accessibility. Now, this could be the presumption, can be called as a logical flaw in the argument presented in the passage. So, option three is clearly a uh, good particular means statement, right? Or indeed the correct choice as the logical flaw in the argument. The passage primarily focuses on the concerns and challenges associated with the AI generated art, but does not accept the potential benefit of AI generated art, such as increased efficiency, uh, and and accessibility. Uh, so so this omission represents a one-sided view of the topic and neglect a balanced assessment of the subject. So therefore, if we assume this option, or this statement, then it will create a logical flaw in the author's argument presented in the passage. So therefore, option three would be the appropriate answer to it. But let's look at the option four. What does option four tries to say here? Option 4 says the passage equates AI generated art with a cheap crap without considering the quality and artistic value of such creations. Right? Such creations. Now, if I observe this in the uh, third third paragraph where cheap crap is presented, right? So therefore this option also incorrect, because it's not because of the presence of that phrase, but also the passage mentioned cheap crap in the context of how art has been commoditized and devalued in the age of mass production and the internet. However, the passage does not equate, mm, uh, you can say, all AI generated art with this label. It offers a broader critique of how the digital age has changed the perception and consumption of art. It does not specifically address the quality of artistic value of AI generated art. So it's not a direct logical flaw in the argument. So therefore, this could be also considered as the means incorrect answer. So, hence, the appropriate answer would be what? 3 is the correct choice because it correctly identifies the logical flaw in the passage, while the other options are incorrect because they misinterpret the content or focus on aspects that the passage does not explicitly address. That's all. Thank you.